okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a sphere. Okay, so, or it's not, it's a cylinder even. Right, okay, so a cylinder, do you all know what a cylinder is? Yeah. A Pringles box is a cylinder, right? Okay. So a cylinder, a Pringles box is a cylinder, right? Some of you probably have cylinder pencil cases. I see them floating around. I don't see anyone straight away, right? Okay, right. So a cylinder has a circle at the top and the exact same circle at the bottom. Okay, so there's a circle at the top, the exact same circle is at the bottom, right? We need two measurements of a cylinder, right? You need the radius of the circle at the top and at the bottom because it's the same, and you need the height. Okay, and if you were to flatten out a cylinder, right, if you were to flatten it out, what would you get? To rip up the Pringles box and flatten it out, what would you get? You'd get a circle at the top anyway, wouldn't you? You'd get a rectangle in the middle, wouldn't you? Yeah. Right, okay. And you get a circle at the bottom. So that's called the net, right, of a cylinder, right? So that's the net of a cylinder. That's if you take it from three-dimensional and flatten it out, what does it look like? Right, okay? So that's called a net, okay? So you can get the volume of the three-dimensional shape. There's a formula. So the volume of the three-dimensional shape is pi r squared h. What does pi stand for? 3.14. There's a button on your calculator. You don't even have to remember that. Okay? So there's a button on your calculator. R is the radius of the circle, top or bottom. Right? Okay. And you know what they love to do? They love to give you the diameter. If I gave you the diameter of the circle, how would you get the radius? Halve it. Right? The diameter is 2 radii, isn't it? Okay. So you'd have it to get the radius. And the height then is the height of the cylinder. Okay? Then if you were to flatten it out, okay, we would have the curved surface area is the area of the middle bit. So, you know, when you flatten it out, you can't get volume anymore because it's flat. So you get area when it's flat. So the curved surface area is just a rectangle in the middle, sorry. Curved surface area, CSA. Is that okay? So the curved surface area, girls, is the curvy bit in the middle flattened out. And it's a rectangle. And there's a formula for that. 2 pi r h. Okay? Both those formulas are in the log tables. Okay? But if you were to get the total surface area of the whole entire cylinder, so the total surface area, it's the curved surface area, which is the middle bit, which is 2 pi r h. And what do I add on? What have I to add on? The area of what? For the total surface area, it's the middle bit, the area of the middle bit, plus the area of what? 2 circles? 2 circles? 2 circles that are exactly the same. So one circle is pi r squared, and there's 2 of them, so you just multiply by 2. There's your total surface area. I'm going to put a box around that because, yeah, I'm going to put a box around that, girls, because that one is not in the log tables. The curved surface area is in the log tables, right? The total surface area is not. So volume is when it's three-dimensional, when it's your tube of Pringles, right? Surface area is when you open up the box and flatten it out, okay? Right? And the curved surface area is the curvy bit in the middle, flattened out, which is a rectangle, and the area that is 2 pi r h in the log tables, right? The total surface area, you have to get the area of the rectangle in the middle, and you have to add on the 2 circles. So each circle is pi r squared. So there's a pi r squared up here, and there's a pi r squared down here. Remember, each circle is exactly the same. So it's 2 pi r squared. Is that right? Okay, and as I say, in the log tables, can I show it to you in the log tables? Just so you know, so you go to the first page, right? Okay, and we go to surface area and volume. Okay, So surface area and volume, they tell me is there, it's on page 10. So go to page 10. And there we have our cylinder, look at it, right here, okay, and its area is the curved surface area, somebody wrote that in on my thing, right, okay, so the curved surface area, so the area is just a curved surface area, and the volume is pi r squared, so you have to remember, if you're asked for the total surface area, you have to add on the area of the two circles as well. Is that okay? Right, are we good with that? Now we'll it's just filling in formulas, okay, so we'll do an example now. Okay. Right, okay, so example 1. So find the volume and the total surface area of the cylinder, and what cylinder is the one I'm going to draw right now. So circle at the top, circle at the bottom, okay, and they need to give you two measurements, so they give you 24 centimeters, and I'm going to do what they always do. Well, they don't always do it, right? Okay, what's the story with what have I done? What's wrong with that 14? It's the diameter, isn't it? The diameter isn't in any formula. In all the formulas it's radius, so straight away you should go that the radius is equal to 7 centimeters, okay, and the height, which is h, is equal to 24 centimeters. Okay, so I've got marks now, right? Isn't that ridiculous? I've got marks. Do you all see that? They throw marks at you, so just for writing down what the radius is when they gave you the diameter, right? So the first one, part 1, they asked me for the volume. So off you go to your log tables, and it tells you that the volume is pi r squared h. So that means the volume is pi. Now, when there's no sign, you multiply. So it's multiplied by 7 squared, multiplied by h is 24. Is that okay? So you're multiplying those numbers. Okay? Got it? Right, then you go to your your calculator. Okay? So, calculator, the pi button, girls, is over the 10 to the power of x, is it? No, I can't see. It is, yeah. Is it over the 10 to the power of x button, yeah? Yeah, okay. So to get pi, girls, you go shift and the by 10 to the power of button. Is that right? You got that? And it goes in. You see it, pi? Have you all found it? Right. So it's pi multiplied by 7 to be squared, multiplied by 24 equals, right? So it gives you 1176 pi. Is that okay? That's your answer in terms of pi. So sometimes they'll ask you to give your answer in terms of pi. But if they ask you correct one place of decimals or two place of decimals, when you get your answer in terms of pi, you have to press S to D on the calculator. So S to D, and it'll be 3694.5, correct to one place of decimals, and put a unit on it. Does anyone remember the unit of volume? cm to the power of 3, because volume is 3-dimensional. Okay, so it's cm to the power of 3. Is that okay? So volume is cm cubed. Yeah, sorry, I forgot that I was zoomed in. Apologies. Okay, is that alright? Okay, so this here is the answer in terms of pi. You'll see some questions, they'll say give your answer in terms of pi. And if they say that, you do not press S to D, right? 1176, sorry. 11776 pi. Is that okay? Yeah, it's on the calculator, so you'd put it into the calculator and you'd see the pi there. And then you press that button, S to D, okay, and it turns it into a decimal for you. Is that okay? Right, are we good? Right, okay, I'll do a second one. Can I take it away? No. Take it away. Going. Scream at me. Oh, I have to do part 2, don't I? Sorry. Part 2. Ask me to find the total surface area of the cylinder. Is that right? So the total surface area, girls, TSA, total surface area, equals, so you have the curved surface area formula in the log tables, but you have to remember that you need to add on 2 circles at the top and at the bottom. Is that okay? So that's, sorry? Yeah. So that's 2 multiplied by pi, multiplied by 7, multiplied by 24, add 2 multiplied by pi, multiplied by 7 squared. Is that okay? 2 pi RH. 2 pi, is that what you're asking me?
And then the second one
is 2 pi r squared. Right? So into the calculator with that. So it's 2 multiplied by shift and the 10 to the power button will get you pi. Multiplied by 7, multiplied by 24, add 2 multiplied by shift and the by 10 to the power button, multiplied by 7 squared, right? Into the calculator with that and you'll get 355. That's your answer in terms of pi, but if I said correct to one place of decimals, what would you now press? S to D. So press S to D and that will give you 1099. Okay, so it's 0.557. So correct to one place of decimals, what would that be? 1099 point, rounded to one place of decimals, 0.6. And this is area, so I need to put a unit on it. So what would that be? Centimeters area squared, isn't it? Right, yes. Sorry, did I type in something wrong? So, oh, I never pressed this square thing. Hang on a minute. $434 pi?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That was a test and you all passed. That's good, isn't it? And then press S to D and it's 1303.45. 0.451 ... knocking it off here, so that's 1303.5, isn't it? And that's cm squared because it's area. Is that alright? Units are very important in volume and area. Have I still something wrong?
Is it not 1360?
13 Oh yeah, 1363. Sorry. 1363.5. Okay, am I good now? Right. Okay, are we all okay? Right, okay, example 2. Right, okay, so cylinder. So the height is 12 centimeters, and this time they were generous and they actually told me the radius. So the radius is 7 centimeters. Is that okay? So number 1 is the volume. So the volume is equal to, off you go to the log tables and it says pi r squared. So that means they're multiplied. When there's no sign between them, that means multiplied. So that's pi multiplied by, the radius is 7 to be squared, multiplied by 12. Okay. Someone might give me the answer to that. 588. Say that again. 588. 588? Yeah. 588 pi? Is it? 588 pi. Yeah, and then press S to D and we'll round it up to one place of decimals. So S to D, I should there. 184.2. And put a unit on it, centimeters cubed. Okay, is that alright? And part 2, now they just asked me for the curved surface area. So the curved surface area is the formula in the log tables. So the curved surface area, CSA, is 2 pi RH. So that's 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 7 multiplied by 12, 168 pi, I think. Someone might do it because you have to press S to D. 168 pi, I think. And then press S to D. 168. Yeah, and then press S to D for me. 527.7. And this one's the area, so what's the decimal? Sorry? We ran the decimal up? Yeah. Of the 8. What's it, 0.7 what? It's 0.8. 0.7, but when it's original, 0.78, yeah. So that would be 0.8. 527.8. And unit, please. Its area? Centimeters squared. So centimeters squared for area. Okay? We got that? We happy with that? Yeah. Right, you think we'll be able to do a few of these? Yeah. Right, okay. So between now and tomorrow, you're going to do page 397. So 1, part 2 and 3. 2 parts 2 and 3. And you can do 3. Have a go at 4. Have a go at 5. It involves a bit of thinking, but right. And have a go at 6. No, actually 6 is working backwards. So not 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So 4 and 5, there's something a little different in them, but have a go. Right, okay? And I shall take a picture and put it up. Chargers. Yes. Yeah. What was I going to say, girls? Right,